Welcome. I was a bit hesitant on whether I should do this video or not, but I promised you because um I'm actually not feeling well. My voice has been gone for the past 24 hours and I don't necessarily know what to do. But if you do know what to do in this situation, please let me know. Um I don't necessarily expect a comment to come in the next 2 days when I'm feeling well, but yeah, I mean, yesterday I actually did a poll on Instagram asking people what would they choose if they were to be given 500,000 rand, whether it's from me or a bank. And I don't necessarily have that money to give you, but it was more of a hypothetical question as to if a bank was to give you 500,000 rand in order for you to invest, or for you to come up with your own wealth creation method, then what would you choose? Would you choose cryptocurrency? Would you choose real estate? Would you choose a business, or would you choose a degree? And you'd be very surprised that no one really chose a degree. And I think it sparks an interesting conversation, and it actually gives you this sense of questioning it within yourself as to why is it that the case? Why is it that when wealth creation methods are open to a free market, no one necessarily chooses a degree? Why is it that if if the banking system or the monetary system or the financial system was to incentivize wealth creation, then they would open up the bank loan to an open free market where people could choose what it is that they want to do. So you could choose whether you want to go into real estate, you could choose if you want to become an investor or a business owner. But it's interesting that they only open up the banking system or the banking loan only for student loans or a business loan, and the business loan isn't necessarily the best. So a lot of people necessarily don't go for banks whenever they want to start a business. They go for venture capitalists, they go for private equity, they go for business owners who've done it. So I don't necessarily go for banks because there's a lot that they're asking for if they want to be a partner in your business. So, and this lesson isn't about a business, but this lesson is about wealth creation, right? So I think for people who didn't necessarily choose a degree, well, all people didn't necessarily choose a degree, but I think it sparks an interesting conversation, like I said, because, and one thing that I want you to understand is that I'm not looking down on people who go to university or college, especially those who watch my content, because they're the ones who see this firsthand. I don't want you to feel like I'm against people who go to college or anything, but I want you to sort of self-analyze and see, where does the problem lie? Why aren't we creating wealth, especially in the black community? Um, so it really does spark an interesting conversation because, like I said, the bank loan isn't necessarily open to a free market where people can choose what it is that they want to do. So it's only open to a student loan where you are gonna get your 500k in order to study, because it covers a lot of things. It covers your tuition fee, it covers your accommodation, and so many of these other things that you need, not just for a year. It could be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 years, depending on what it is that you're studying for. And even when you do finish studying and you do get a degree that you want or whatever qualification that you want, you still have to compete on a market that is so unfair. So because whenever you do get a degree, you are going to want to work for a company or a department or whatever it may be. But you do realize that the general trend of what's happening is we are moving from the job economy to the skill economy. So regular full-time jobs will not be available, especially even if you do specialize in certain skills. But we're moving to a skill economy where a lot of companies will be outsourcing technology, AI. They will be outsourcing independent contractors. They will be outsourcing marketing agencies to do the job that you do, on a short-term basis, where they don't necessarily have to pay your salary, but they can pay this independent contractor the amount that they would pay you in a month, and then that's it. So you do understand that it's a lose-lose situation if you're to look at that from an open free market. So if anyone was to think of that in probably in business, so if you were to take out your own money, start a business, and don't necessarily make money, it's understandable unless you start fixing a few problems, you start working on a few things, and then boom, your business starts to take off. But if your business is not necessarily guaranteed to take off, then a lot of people will not be investing or starting a business in the first place, right? So I'm gonna make a stupid example for you to understand. So if you were to work hard during the whole day, and you were to go to McDonald's and you were to buy a burger and try to eat that burger in front of starving kids, and those kids one way or another are going to try and snatch your burger, you would not go there in the first place. So the same goes with a degree. Would you go there if you know that the margins of succeeding are necessarily low? Then I wouldn't think you would go there. So I know this might be a bit confusing, but if you go over this video once or twice, you would understand the general concept I'm trying to lay out for you. So if the bank loan was to open up um, the options were to open up to a free market in order for everyone to succeed, then I don't necessarily think anyone would choose a degree, because a degree, you have to go through so many years of studying, and still you have to compete in the marketplace for the company that you work for in order to get that job. So it's not necessarily a win-win situation. In any other marketplace, that is seen as a scam. People are very much wary of scams, but they're not necessarily wary of scams whenever it comes to the formal education system, because people fear the future and they respect the past, what the past has done for their parents, the jobs that they had. It's not necessarily the case nowadays. Nowadays, you have to be very open-minded. You have to be very skilled in what you do and specialize in what you do in order to attract short-term contracts or whatever it may be. But in general, I think that's why people don't necessarily choose a degree. But yeah, I mean, if the thought of this is depressing as my voice right now, then I don't necessarily know where the future lies. Until then, I will see you very, very soon. Thank you.